Hi, my name's Katie Lambert, and this video is gonna be my three history prompt reflections. Um, and so for the first entry for HIT, which is my most enjoyable prompt that we wrote about, was the question, what is something substantial you have changed your mind about recently? And I liked this prompt because it encouraged me to reflect on something that I had been thinking about recently during that time, and it encouraged me to reflect on it, and I hadn't openly talked about it, and this prompt really made me identify what was going on in my head. And so my answer to this question was something substantive that has changed my mind recently is that when I'm bored I sit on my phone and do nothing and just scroll through social media. And when I could be doing homework or studying or going to the gym or being really productive with my life, I wasn't. I was just sitting and doing nothing. And I wanted to change, but I never identified the problem. And this really changed my mind, this prompted of why I need to change the way I do things. And I really enjoyed writing about it because it made me identify what was going on in my head. And this element of identity that engaged me was the fact that I was sitting on my phone and doing nothing. I wasn't going anywhere in my education or furthering my knowledge. And I did not want to live my days through my phone. I wanted to live through gaining experiences or learning something new. So that's why this prompt was most enjoyable for me. So the second journal entry was a miss, which was what was the most difficult one to respond to. And the question was, what is my purpose? And so this one, I feel like, was hard for a lot of people, especially me. I've never been asked this before. Directly, I've never been, asked, what is my purpose? And when I was initially asked this, nothing came to my mind. The first thing that came to my mind was, oh, my purpose is to go to college and get a job. And then I, reflected on that after, I wrote it, and I don't think that is my purpose. I don't think I should have identified that as my purpose. But I found it really difficult to identify what my purpose was. And looking back on it, seeing how difficult it was for me to answer that, I just believe I have a bigger purpose than just getting a job and going to college, even though that is important too. So if I was asked this question over again, I would come up with a more meaningful answer and really dig deep into what my purpose is, even though it's a question that I think a lot of people would find extremely hard to talk about or recognize in themselves. But this prompt was definitely the most difficult for me to identify in myself, especially where I'm at beginning college. Identifying a purpose is gonna be a little hard for everybody. And so the third entry, rethink, the journal entry, was what American ethnic group do you find interesting and why? And I would rewrite this because this prompt was asked during the first few weeks of college, and I never paid attention to any ethnic American groups before. I have, but I haven't ever researched one or become interested in one just because I've never been asked to. And maybe that's just me being very not open to the world, but I never took classes or anything that expected me to find interest in one. So I just wrote down the first one that came to my mind with no purpose, really. But now I would want to rewrite it after going through this course of UF of recognizing American ethnic groups, and my knowledge on multiple of them I find very interesting. And there are some all over the world, obviously, in America, that are extremely interesting, and I would rewrite this in a heartbeat with a lot more understanding and a lot more knowledge of what I would be talking about. And so I think that one also would be really fun to rewrite. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and this is our last YouTube video for this class, so bye.